Good morning, everyone. Softball grandpa here, rich alcoholic addict, construction inspector, second day at work, back at work. Uh, First day went pretty good. I survived. I'm doing this from my car in the parking structure 6 at LAX. Sounds like I have a lisp. Um, anyway, today's topic is get over it. You when I was younger, maybe when I first got married and second marriage and stuff, stuff used to kind of piss me off. And then I realized as I got older, after I got clean and sober and with a little help from my sponsors, you know, and I can be pissed off all I want, but what good does it do? I got to get over it, with everything. It's just any little thing. The little things can trigger me off, and I'm going to guess it's going to probably trigger you off too. Or maybe you guys are perfect. That wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? Everybody's perfect. And if that was the case, the world would probably be hectic. Because what classifies something as being perfect unless there's something that is being classified as being imperfect. So with that, because I think everybody's imperfect. Everybody's a little bit crazy, some more than others, but if you are, what are you going to do about it? Like when I used to, when I get like a nose sniffle, like an onset of a cold, my mind, I trained my mind to say, no, I'm not going to get sick, and I might take, antihistamine or something to dry out the nasal, but, I'm saying, no, I'm not going to get sick, and I'll tell you a little story. About 20 years ago, I had the flu. And I never had a flu shot since I was like 18, or 16. And like 20 years later, 30, I don't know how old it was, but I got the flu. I had a fever for 7 days. 7 days. And so after that, I was so sick my hair hurt. And so I decided to go, next year I'm going to get a flu shot. So, I got over it, get over it. We could bitch and moan and cuss and all that stuff. And I used to do that a lot, not so much no more, because you have to really, walk by the roses and smell them, don't just piss on them, Maybe that's a bad analogy. Yeah, that's a bad analogy. But anyway, second day of work, St. Patrick's Day. As you can see, I'm wearing green, and if I might be colorblind, but there's probably green somewhere in here. Maybe a green snot, Maybe I got green under. I don't know. No green shoes. Nope. Nothing green. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got an orange handkerchief. This is Giants color. Go Giants. Yeah, go Giants. Anyway, that's enough out of me. Do something for somebody else for fun or for free because you want to with no expectation in return. Even going to work. I got fired once for going off in a bank because I was the last guy to go to the bank on a Friday, and the contractor's check bounced. It was insufficient funds, and I raised hell inside the bank, and the bank manager called the contractor, and the contractor fired me. And I did get my money eventually, and but lessons learned. We have to learn from our mistakes because we're imperfect. I don't think, here's another thing. There's no such thing as a perfect circle. And I'll tell you why. Because the area of a circle is pi r squared. And pi is an infinite number. It goes on and on and on and on and on. So it keeps moving. So it's not perfect. It can't be perfect because it's not fixed. Anyway, if you have any thoughts or complaints, send it to God. Ask God for help and mean it. And I'll talk to you soon. Love y'all.